In this tutorial, we're going to look at the organ section, but remember, this is very basic tutorial for beginners and just how to set it up, and especially in a church setting where you need to know kind of basic things. So this is not for the experts. If you already know you know a keyboard inside out, then just skip this video and give it to someone who's never used it before. But this organ section here, also involving this rotary speaker section in here, because they work together kind of thing. Let's turn it off. Starting off, now let's turn the section on. Now first thing you know is there's some little lights and like loads of them, and looks like a spaceship or something of a kit or Knight Rider, something like that. But what these are like organ kind of pipes. If you've seen in a church, where you go into a church, there is massive organ in the background, with big pipes, like that flutes or pipes or whatever you call them. So basically, these here are those big pipes that you would see on a church organ. So I'll just show you a setting that I have found working in a church, and this is very basic. Now there is organ models. There is some like three models: Farf, Vox, B3. Do you know? I don't even know what the Farf is. Looks like a fat. So leave it. Okay, leave the fat. Vox and B3. So B3, if you go on B3, then this is like a church, traditional big church, Anglican church or something like that, like a massive church organ. So if you're in a like a modern worship music, it is not often used sound. So this is not what I use. What I use is something called Vox. Now, percussion setting up here, just forget about that. Vibrato and chorus, just forget about that as well. What I've found useful is that you don't, usually in an organ there is no sustain pedal, and you have to make the sustain on with your finger movements. So literally like sustaining the movements or holding the keys down. Otherwise it will just be like doot doot. So you have to make the sustain with your fingers and movements, which is very like classical movement and tricky thing to do. So also make sure that your sustain pedal is switched on here. If you don't know how to do it, go back to my first tutorial and about just the beginning and basic setup, how to start up the Nord stage piano, and then you'll see how to turn it on. Now, making sure this is turned on, so that it's easier just to play. Whatever I play, there's pianos or organs, so that it's making like I can make the sustain with my sustain pedal. Now, let's say that there is nothing on the flutes, pipes. So what I would do is make sure that Vox is on, sustain pedal is on, and now I would turn on the middle, kind of make like a mountain, but upside down mountain. So I put a little bit, maybe like 1 on the bottom one, or not even 3, making it look something like that. This is like the kind of setting I have found that sounds the coolest, and kind of like a jazz organ, kind of cool sound. Not so much high and not too low, because you can go very low. Now, next thing what I would do is make sure that the rotary speaker is switched on. Now, the first thing, the top volume here is like a drive, is like think of it as an extra volume for the organ section volume button. So if you turn it to 5 and this is usually on in the middle, then think is as like 5 times the middle, or 5 times half kind of volume. So just to simplify it, it's like just adds like a more volume to it. So what I would do is put it somewhere like 7 or something like that, so I can so the organ is a bit louder, because usually it's not loud enough, so you get a little bit more punch out of it. Make sure that this rotary speaker works for organ section, that it's the organ there is red, otherwise this will work for something else, or work together with something else. Now how to do that is the same way how you turn the suspend pedal on. Just if you try to switch it, it doesn't work. But as you can see underneath the button, there's a source. If you switch it just on and off, it doesn't change the source. But underneath the button is a source word. So now how to get to the source is if you press the switch key over there and then switch the source, then it changes the source. As you can see, it moves, switches the source. Now, making sure that the organ is on. Now, you have here another button, which is called stop mode. If this is on, it is stop. So how it would sound is, because I don't have sound at the moment, how it would sound is if you have it, play organ, it sounds like this is stop mode. There is no like no vibrato or like nothing like extra sound. It's just a straight sound like a flute. Now, if you have it on and have it on slow stop, as you can see, the bottom one changes it to slow slash stop one and fast one. So how it would sound is like this. If it's on slow, then it would sound like, and if it's on fast, then it starts to go faster. So this is how it. Think of it like a little wheel that kind of blows to the sound. And when you were a kid and you were playing with the fans and then talking into it, and the faster it went, the kind of more robotic the sound is. This is the same with this. Like the slower it is, it just kind of adds an effect to your sound. But if it's faster, it's like that. So this is the setting I would like to have. Have the organ set up like that, rotary speaker, have it on slow and stop, and that will change. Just all I do is when I play, I have something and then just quickly go on fast and then have it vibrate a little bit and then go back to slow. Now, another thing that you will find very, very, very useful on the organ section is this wheel. Now, how do you use that wheel? At first, you might, this doesn't do anything. Now, as you can see up here, there is a little wheel button. Let me just move this a little bit so you guys can see it a bit better. Okay, you have a little wheel button in here. So what you would do is hold on to that, and now whatever you change in here, like changing this or then that is what the wheel is going to do. So what I'll do is turn the organ volume 0, press the wheel, hold on to wheel button, and now turn the organ volume from 0. As you can see, like another knob moves together with it. Turn it from 0 to max, and now let go of the wheel. Now the wheel is programmed to change the volume of that organ section. Now when you turn the wheel that way or down, it will change the volume of the organ section, which is just more convenient and better to use, rather than just turning this wheel with like, I don't want to hit any other buttons with my fingers. But this wheel is very separate and like a big thing to move up and down. As you can see, it's so easy to change the volume. So I will play something, blah 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 blah, and then I'll just turn slowly, maybe like fade in the organ, and then have it faster, rotating effect, or slower, and then turn the organ down as well, quickly up and down. And this is how you set up the organ section. So this should cover you for your basic settings in church. Also, if you want to, like, you don't like the organ sound, try out Farf or the Fat, you know, whatever. Try it out, see how you like the settings. If you find something cool, you know, just leave it on. Or B3, if you find a cool setting or some cool how to make these pipes work, just set it up as you like. So this is pretty, but what I would use is Vox 2. Just leave the preset 2 as well. This is just like another setting you can have. If this is on, this is like you have 2 Vox kind of settings that you can switch in between. As you can see, like if I press preset 2, there's something else set up, and if I go back to preset 1, it's my previous setting here. And this is it. This is the organ section. This is what will cover everything you need to know about the worship section, worship kind of tutorial for organ section for beginners, how to set it up. And this is it, guys. This is the organ section for North Stage 2 keyboard, how to set it up in a worship setting. Okay.
So basically, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Sorry for stuttering, but thanks so much for watching. I really do hope this was helpful for you guys. So if you have any suggestions or any ideas for me, why don't you leave a comment below, and you know, let's communicate. All right. So there's gonna be some more coming. Check them out as well. Bye.